So recently I've been getting a lot of questions down in the comment section below asking what camera do I use to record my content that I upload to the channel. Either it be a skit, either it be a short film, or just a kind of a vlog like this. I also get questions asking about the accessories and equipment that I use to make these videos, because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and today what I thought I'd show you guys is my camera gear that I use on a day-to-day basis. Now I use this gear either to make a vlog where I'm just kind of sitting down talking to a camera. I also use it to make my short films, which I've been spending more time on recently, and I also use it to make skits and comedic videos. So today what I thought I'd do is take you guys through what I use to make this content. Now I want to give a disclaimer that you don't need all this shit that I use in this video to make videos to be a good YouTuber. Gear doesn't matter. You really don't need a flashy camera. You can make a video on your iPhone and get millions of hits. It really doesn't matter. This is just what I use because I choose quality over quantity. Don't really care what you do. But today I'm going to be taking you through my whole rig pretty much. So this is going to be pretty different to a normal video, but if you enjoyed it and want to see more like this, by all means drop a quick like before we get into the video. That is much appreciated. And if you're new around here and don't mind sticking around, by all means subscribe to stay up to date with more content like this. But without further ado, let's get into it. So for the camera setup I'm going to be showing you today, this is what I like to call the 700D rig. This can be portable or it can be with big flashy attachments. It's pretty much like a rig that you would see Casey Neistat use, but it's just a little bit cheaper. So getting into it, firstly you're gonna need a camera. Now you can use an iPod, you can use an iPhone, you can use one of those camcorders. What I like to use is the Canon 700D DSLR. Now this camera is amazing because of the fact that it is actually very cheap to buy. This camera goes from either between $500 to $1,000. It really depends on where you're shopping. When I was going to pick up this camera, it was going to cost me about $700, but then I found another site that actually had a shop that was local to me that you could get it for about $550. This camera was suggested by Casey Neistat in one of his older vlogs, and I've had this camera for a few months now, and it's actually really good, especially for the price. To go with the camera, you're gonna need a lens. Now currently I'm using the 18 to 55mm lens. It came with the camera. It's a zoom lens, of course, and if you wanted to improve your quality, you can use different lenses, but they will be a little bit more expensive. If you want to protect your lens, I do suggest getting a UV filter. I have an Inca UV filter. It pretty much just protects the lens from all the sunlight going into the camera. They're quite cheap to pick up, and I do suggest it, but make sure you get the UV filter that actually fits your lens, because you don't want to get that muddled up, because that means that you can't actually use it on the lens. Another accessory that you will need for the camera is an SD card. Now I use two SD cards. The first one is for photography and small files, and that's going to be the SanDisk 8GB. Now when I bought this camera, the guy said, hey, you know, it's going to record up to an hour of footage, and he pretty much bullshitted his way through that so I could actually buy it. So I don't suggest buying the 8GB SanDisk SD card. I do suggest getting a 64GB or even higher, because you're going to want to have as much footage as possible on your camera, and you don't want to keep deleting really good footage. So get a really high SD card. Now the next thing you might want to get is going to be a mic for your DSLR. So the one I use is the RØDE VideoMic Go. Now this is a smaller version of the VideoMic Pro, and it goes for about $100 to $150. Again, it's where you go and buy the mic itself is going to justify how cheap or how expensive it's going to be. $100 for a mic, it's pretty good. And this is a little bit of a test of the mic, about 10 inches away from my voice. You can actually unclip it and bring it up closer if you want to do interviews, but if you just want it on your camera, by all means, that's fine. Now moving into stands, stabilizers, and tripods, I'm going to start from the smallest to, I would have to say, the biggest. So if you want something for portable videos such as vlogs or short films, something you may want to get is the Joby Gorillapod. It's the bendy tripod that you can pretty much fit in your backpack. Goes from about $100 to $150, and it's probably one of the best things I've bought for my camera. The only thing I want you guys to worry about this tripod is don't bend it too much or the legs will pop off, because it is connected by socket, not by glue. So just be careful with that, but it's really good for holding your camera with one arm. It actually feels pretty light when you do that, so I do suggest getting that. But if you're more of a short film guy yourself, what you might want to pick up is a stabilizer. Now, the stabilizer I have is the Pro Stabilizer C-shaped bracket video handle grip fit for a camera DSLR. I know that's a handful, but the thing about this stabilizer is it does the same job as like a $1,000 stabilizer, but you get it for about 20 bucks on eBay. It doesn't get better than that. It's done me pretty good so far, and I would use a stabilizer for if I'm in a car or if I'm in a moving vehicle. You know, having a stabilizer out the window, you get those amazing shots, especially for short film. But if you want your camera up high, or if you're looking for some landscape shot, you're probably wanting to get a tripod. So the tripod I have is the Velbon Sherpa 4350D tripod with a PH G40D twin handle head and case. I know that's a mouthful again, but pretty much I just use this tripod for if I'm getting landscape shots or short films. Don't really use that much for portable, as it's a little bit heavy to hold in one hand. That's why I have the Joby Gorillapod. But you can pick up a tripod from anywhere around, you know, $50 to maybe $250, depends on where you're shopping. A tripod, pretty much all it does is it holds your camera up a little bit higher, and it's going to help you with photography or short films or even vlogs if you need one that's really high. But pretty much, guys, that's going to be my camera setup I use for my YouTube videos. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it helped you out with getting certain equipment for a cheaper price, or a little bit of some experience from someone who has used cameras and stands and mics for a while now. So hopefully that helped you. If it did, be sure to drop a like on it. Shows you guys really support the video. And if you're new around here, why not subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with more content like this. But that's going to be today's video, guys. I'm going to be seeing you in the next one. Peace out and goodbye. Have a good fucking day.